Welcome back to SL Chennai Speaks Out. Do we care enough for the differently abled? What is the role played by the media and corporate bodies? Meenakshi, to you first. Do you believe you've had sufficient media backing for your causes? Do you think the media has championed your causes?
Yeah, Sanjay. We feel that all our campaigns have been supported by media very well, and it also played its part in our campaigns as far as getting a civil aviation rule, getting extra time for visually impaired students last year, and all our campaigns, right to education campaign and everything. It was all well supported by media. But I also feel that media should use, should refer to the language, that is the language that is used, be it print or electronic media, which has been suggested by the Rehabilitation Council of India and which has been accepted by the sector. Can you give us some
examples of the right terms?
For example, you keep repeatedly using the word differently able, which is not accepted in the sector. Okay. It's not the question that it is derogatory or whatever, but generally it's okay to call a person as a disabled person or a person with particular impairment.
Raju, there are some people who take offense. I mean, the media actually wants to be sensitive. So we say differently able because there are other abilities much better than many of us. So are we sometimes trying to be too politically correct and in the bargain actually using the wrong terms?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I said. There's a lot of correct talk. The
so instead of differently able, what should we actually say?
Disabled, but treat them right.
Persons with disability.
Okay, persons with disability.
Sanjay, if we refer to a person,
limited ability would be a more proper term. And one thing, coming back to the media part, yes, lots can be said. But if a corporate comes forward and tries to do a program, it needs support, whether internally or externally or funds or whatever. Most cases, the media hardly gives any coverage to it, whether it's the television, electronic or print.
Okay, that's an interesting point you've raised because Rajul, I remember telling Preeta Reddy this once in a panel discussion. She had this excellent program called Save a Child's Heart. But then what really was reported in the media was a fashion show connected to that event, not the main event as such. True. So do you believe we are looking for that eye candy? We are not really projecting the real causes?
We're not. I think one of the media, NDTV, Delhi's green thing, or the Save the Tiger campaign, yes. I think media should do that.
Media also includes the film world. After Tare Zameen Par, after even the Tamil film Mori, the way people began to look at disability changed a lot. Would you agree?
I would say that. In fact, in olden days, if you see much older movies, people with disability were shown in a very, negative light. And most people learned about...
and Mori was shown as a karate black belt. And real life also, and Shihan Hosseini has trained a person in a wheelchair to actually become a black belt holder. Yeah. So they are capable of all that and more.
Absolutely. And I think as far as the film stars, I think, but they can be used as a tool to promote these causes. There is nothing wrong in that. I mean, of course, all of us like to look at, Shah Rukh Khan or Aishwarya Rai or Surya. I mean, when Surya did a campaign for We Can, I mean, in all our years, we couldn't reach so many people. 1 minute of Surya and Jyotika talking about something reached so many people. So I think they have media and film stars. Everybody has their, if they support a cause, I mean, 10 NGOs can't do as much as one media group can do.
Media is trying to project the visually challenged girl in all movies. If you take from Kai Kodukkum Kai, Avadaram, Peraragan, all movies, the visually challenged women was molested or raped. And that is the
stereotype. Yeah.
Real fact is, no visually challenged women is married by a visually sighted man. Whereas we are getting sighted women to marry, whereas the visually challenged women, no man is willing to marry. That's a sad state of affairs. When Non-Kadavul, a movie which is projecting a visually challenged women in such a derogatory way and using all unparliamentary words, where a beggar who doesn't have a woman to have sex in that movie, he comes to Tamil Nadu, he is seeking for a women to have sex, where a prostitute is not willing to have sex with a beggar. And now the message which communicates in the movie, it says, don't worry, there is a blind girl, we will try to arrange for you. That's not a problem because she's not able to see. So nothing to worry about.
Meenakshi, what is the censor board doing?
Yeah, actually we have filed a case in the mobile court when it came to Chennai. And Mobile Court, with its direction, the censor board has appointed one advisory. But when we, but the role of the advisory was only in movies which has a disabled, which has a portrayal of a disabled person. This advisor is active.
Differently abled is very subjective, as someone was mentioning. You know, it's not just that, you know, physically it shows up and you're trying to sympathize. Please don't sympathize, rather empathize. And when I say empathize, this has got to start from the students level. Please create forums. I know this is a very genuine request to the academicians out there. Please create forums. Please, maybe if it takes a subject to be, put in the system, do it. Do not measure it. Please don't do it, so that people start understanding the fellow human beings better.
How are we seeing the disabled people today? Is it the disability about a physical lack or something? Most of us are disabled. Me not knowing French language is my disability. So let's look at disabled people as an individual and respect their need.
Also about insurance, Gopi.
Yeah, the insurance, they say there's a risk factor. For a visually challenged to go for any policy, they say you have to pay high premium. Why should we pay high premium when the city has experienced many number of accidents, not with the visually challenged, only with the normal people, where if you see all these accidents, not a single visually challenged
Actually,
who's meeting with an accident.
Coming to motor vehicles, actually they should say those who don't wear helmets will not be entitled to insurance, but they don't do that there.
And when it comes to censor board, they are giving importance to sex, religion, nationality. They should also include disability. If anyone is trying to violate or trying to trespass, they should immediately censor it. It's a censor board who certifies a movie, and especially the serials or any TV serials, they should also have a censor board.
Vidyasagar has Sadhya, which is a intercorporate fundraiser. There has been corporate bodies have been forthcoming.
Yes, this Sadhya is an amazing event. It's a group of people who raise the money for us, with us doing very little towards it. And it's completely voluntary. It's no event manager or anything like that. That is it. I think Chennai city has supported Vidyasagar hugely. It has.
Also, Hema, the ability, Kevin Care, for instance, completely supporting and funding the Ability Awards to show that the disabled have their own abilities and skills and honoring them, those who have risen above their circumstances. All right, on that note, that's all the time we have for On Chennai Speaks Out. Thank you very much, all of you, the audience and the panelists, for making this a very meaningful, enlightening debate on disability. I will not say differently abled, on disability. If you do want to share a comment with us, you can email us to feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. But once again, thank you very much for joining us. We'll catch you again next week at the same time.